Well, it's good to see you all again this year, and new faces as well. And a warm welcome once more to you all. This is the kind of introductory talk on the whole theme of our conference together. And I thought I'd take a biblical text to kind of root the whole talk that I want to give. There are many ways of describing and defining what evangelization is. And I just thought I might take, being the Easter time and the church is reading the letter of St. Peter, that I take a text from St. Peter to kind of explain what evangelization is all about. He says in his first letter, chapter 3, verse 15, "But in your hearts set apart Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you, to give a reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect." So I would just, by way of having something in the back of our minds we're talking about, I think what evangelization is, it's given a reason for the hope that lies in us. So we have to really examine what is our fundamental hope. What is the actual mainspring, the kernel of our life that we would feel compelled to share, given a reason for the hope that lies in us? So that would be my general kind of theme, to try to spell out what that hope is. It's said sometimes that the two most important moments of our life are the moment that we were born and the moment we became fully aware of the reason why we were born, the reason for our personal existence. I would change that just a little bit. I would say that the most important moment of our life is the moment when we are conceived. That moment where everything begins. Now these two questions, or two moments that I put before you, give rise to perhaps the two most radical, fundamental issues of today. It seems to me that the two fundamental issues are about conception and the meaning of personal existence. These are two very radical questions today. When does human life begin? When do I begin to be a person, to be the person that I am? So we have two radical positions, two of the most radical positions that are profoundly in conflict. And it's the challenge particularly to your generation, but to ours as well, the challenge that arises between these two radically conflicting camps of thought or philosophies of life. One of these camps gives rise to a culture of life. We call it sometimes the pro-life movement. And the other gives rise to the culture of death. And the two cannot meet. You're either one or the other. So you have those who believe in conception, and those who are contra conception. We say those who are in favour of contraception. Those who see the child in the womb as a gift of life, as the fruit of interpersonal love, as the point at which God touches us most deeply, giving into our care another human life. And then the other camp want to destroy that life by every possible means, or at least to prevent it, by all kinds of mechanical means and pharmaceutical means. But at all costs, they are against conception, they are against life. And you see it in all kinds of ways. From beginning to end, they are against life. So when we say that the two most important moments for life are the first moment, the moment we are conceived, it really is a huge issue. It's very simple, but it is very radical where we stand. So the child in the womb is a gift of God, and it's the child in the womb that has human rights, and so on. The others, no. Right up to the time of birth. You have those terrible operations, say for instance craniotomy, even to say it in a talk what's involved is difficult, where they puncture the brain and suck out everything in the head so it's more easily to take out the child who is about to be born, because in the law of many countries, particularly in America, the rights of the child don't start till he's actually born. So up to the moment of birth, the child can be destroyed. And apart from that, you have all the other issues of life, same-gender marriages, where the possibility of life is simply not there, and all that goes with that, the nature of human love, friendship and so on. So basically, that question, the importance of the first moment of conception, and right through to the end. Of course, at the end of life, we still have people, the whole question of euthanasia. But again, there is this attack on life. But what they are all saying in the culture of death is that we human beings make human life and decide the way in which human life can come into being. That God comes out of the equation of life. So we have things like in vitro fertilization, what we used to call the test tube babies. We have all the various forms of genetic engineering, where man wants to set himself in the place of God. And there are terrible consequences to all these forms of genetic engineering. But anyway, we won't go into that. I just want to highlight at the beginning that the first thing in the hope that lies within us is the dignity of our own personhood